Good day and happy blessed Friday. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. For it is God which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. That's Philippians 2:12. And I'm not preaching and I'm not trying to teach anyone anything, but I do take scripture and it gives me peace. And it reminds me of things in my life and on my journey. And so I was thinking, I have a story. So a few years ago, a friend of mine came to me and she said she was going to Arizona to go to some gem and mineral show. And two things, I had never gone to Arizona, and then two, I didn't know what a gem and mineral show was. So as I was sitting with it, like I usually do, I sit with things to see how I feel about it or what comes up for me. And I was on the verge of calling her and saying, hey, listen, I'm not going to go. And in that moment, it was clear and it was spirit, and spirit said, no, go. And so I thought I was tripping. I was like, no, I'm about to call her and say I'm not going to go. And it came to me clear as day. It said, no, go. And so I said, okay, I'm going to go. And so I went, and we got out there and everything was interesting because it was at the beginning of this pandemic. And so we were in this van, and one of the ladies in the van, she was super sick. And I remember tapping my homegirl and being like, why the fuck is she here? She's sick. And it's hot in Arizona, so the air in the van was basically recycling germs. The show was a few hours away from where we flew in. We flew into Phoenix, and then we drove out to this show. It was exhausting because we were like walking around, but it was nice. It was nice to be somewhere else. And if you're a jewelry maker, you get to see all kind of jewelry that they have. If you like fine gems and jewelry, the gem show pretty much has it all. Real gems, real things. And so it was beautiful because I do like beautiful things, right? So I was super excited. And at the end of our day, we were going back to the van, and I met someone. And in meeting this person, he embraced me as if he knew me, and I had never met him. And so I remember after him embracing me, I kind of patted him and then kind of pushed off of him because it was interesting to me. And I remember sitting in the van and looking at him outside the van, thinking to myself, and I thought I was thinking to myself, but I was actually saying it out loud. I think he thinks he knows me and I've never met him. And someone in the van was like, who? And they said his name and pointed to him. And I was like, yeah, I think he thinks he might know me and he doesn't. And she was like, no, he's a good person, da 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 da. And I just totally like brushed past it. So we end up all going to go sit down and eat, which was nice. And I think I laughed so hard at that table as I realized this person was really funny, really impressionable. And somehow we ended up leaving the group and going to go just have some solo time, which is something I don't do. I don't like sit with total strangers and go off, but I was able to assess the situation and felt safe. And anyway, long story short, this person was and probably has been one of the most beautiful people I have ever met. And when I say beautiful, I mean someone who is God-fearing, someone who is very disciplined in the word. And so that was just, it warmed my heart. It wasn't something that was completely and totally, physical. It wasn't around what you would normally meet someone and they would be after, right? And so as I reflect back on meeting this person, I am very, very, very thankful to the Lord, because what I realized was that his timing is always right. And in truth, in all honesty, it was an answered prayer. Um, and it let me know that my prayers were being heard. And so it was a blessing, right? And so last year I was down in Arizona for my birthday. Had a nice time, but didn't celebrate. I didn't celebrate my birthday because this man does not celebrate holidays, and rightfully so. It helped me open my eyes to see that, in terms of like why people get disappointed when people don't celebrate holidays or call on birthdays, and people are like, I don't celebrate that. And so this year for my birthday, I not in any way wanted to exalt myself. And as you heard in Philippians 2, it's not about me. It's not about me as an individual. And I firmly believe that we are here and we are here for a reason. But what I noticed this year was people are creatures of habit. And so my phone was ringing and I got text messages and I got uh, posts around, people wishing me happy birthday. And for the calls that I did pick up, I explained to people why I was not celebrating. These past couple of years have been a very beautiful journey for me, very beautiful spiritual journey for me, where I have come into understanding and truth in a way that I have never learned before in my life. And only the Lord can do that. And I'm in the midst of working out my own salvation. And so I thought it was interesting when who, for the people who were offended when I said I was not celebrating. Um, and it made me chuckle and laugh, because how are you offended? Why can't, which is ideal or typical for nowadays, right? People get offended by someone's choice, by someone's practices, by someone's understanding of something, and they personalize it. So you become offended when you personalize what someone else is choosing to do. To me, that's unfortunate. We're right in the middle of so much stuff, and people are personalizing someone not wanting to hang out, someone not wanting to be out there, someone not wanting to be a target, someone diving deeper into the word or their spirituality. There's also some scripture around they were drunk and marrying and partying. And so that's what it reminded me of, the more that I understood that I won't be exalting myself. I'm not the young me who thrived off of the attention or being in the middle of circles or anything for that matter. And I don't want to sound harsh, but then at the end of the day, I really don't care. And if the idea is that I'm working out my own salvation, and that means that you don't see me at common things that you're used to seeing me at, or that I don't show up, or I don't want to celebrate and I choose not to, sorry, not sorry. And there's no nice way of putting it. It just is what it is. You have to go through what you have to go through to have the understanding and insight that you'll come to or not. And I am right in the middle of, and will continue to dig deeper into the word, draw closer to the Lord, because at the end of the day, again, I'm working out my own salvation, and it is really for him, anything that I do for him. And I was clear. I said, if some way I touched your life, or you were very thankful for something that I've given or shown you or provided, give thanks to the Most High. Say a prayer for me if that's what's placed on your heart. but do not give me credit for something that is not mine. So it was just a thought I had and I wanted to share. Thank you for listening. Happy blessed Friday, and please take care of yourself. Peace.